What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLB Games, catching you with another cool video. We're back in the Challenge Park in Winland here, and of course we're going to be working more on Steam Traveler here, but we also need to make sure that our funds are also going to be okay as well, as it has taken a bit of a dip, of course, and we need to make sure that we're still making money and also just making more profit. As you can see, we've kind of struggled to stay in that positive lately. So we're in the middle of June right now. Let's see how everything is doing right now. We got about 2,000 guests on park. The churro stand was not successful. Street Fox Coffee is a little bit spotty if it makes money sometimes too, but it's also at -12 last time. Pip Shot was positive last month, so was Just a Memento. Churros has been consistently negative. This hat's fantastic is usually good. This Just a Memento is usually good too. This ice cream stand sometimes is good, so we keep it open. Maybe this is probably the source of our income going down. So let's go ahead and head to staff, mechanics, West roster. I don't know if I have a mechanic to fix this. Let's take a look at our rosters and the West roster. See, I don't have one on the East roster though. So the West roster is this side. Yeah, see, we don't have anyone on the East roster. So I don't actually have a mechanic on the East roster, so we should probably fix that and get a mechanic on this side of the park. I know it's going to cost us a little bit, but we do need to get that ride fixed and back up again. Give him a little bit of pay increase so he's happy. And let me go fix Flight Force real quick because it's been broken down, which I was unaware of last time, and that's probably why we lost some money, because we had a ride closed. That actually does make a difference. Of how many people are coming into your park and actually spending money. And it can affect if people will actually pay money to get go through the entrance sometimes too, so. So we'll go ahead and let him get that fixed. And get that ride back up and running again. Perfect. As you can see, we're actually over $5,000 again. Shops and facilities are doing well. Very well this month, and it's actually been helping us get back to where we need. And hopefully that ride being fixed will actually help us get back into the positive this month. Oh no, we are going downhill again. We actually are under 4,000. Shops and facilities are doing okay. It's the entrance. You can see that the ride's gotten back up. A lot of more people are coming in, so that should change here shortly when this crowd gets up to here. As you can see how many people were coming in as opposed to when we got the ride fixed, because now we have all these guests coming in now. So we will probably lose a little bit of money until they get up to that point. That's the problem. We're under 3,000 now. We need these guests to go through the entrance because, again, in case you haven't been following the beginning of this series, I can only charge for the park entrance, and I cannot charge for the park rides. Like, that's actually part of the challenge, and it's a little bit more realistic, actually, so. But now that these guests are getting to the entrance, we're actually moving. We should, yeah, we flew right back up there, as you can see. To get us started. Now that we're in a new month, though, we can actually see how our shops and facilities did. So that Just a Memento is destroying it. Restaurant's still doing good. Pip Shot doing good. Let's see how Street Fox Coffee did last month. Did make negative, but it's still on the edge of potentially getting a profit. So Ice Cream did well. Just a Memento's green. Hat's Fantastic did really well. So that's good. What about this pizza stand? -119, but you can see it actually has a little bit of a line, so I'm going to keep pulling that. Now you can see that we're at $8,000 all of a sudden. So yeah, we've I think the main issue was is that we just this ride was closed, which did affect. Anytime your rides go down, it actually does affect quite a bit of your income and stuff. People will stop coming into the park, different things like that. So, but they are coming into the park now, so we should be pretty good now to go ahead and start working more on our Steam Traveler ride again. So anyways, let's get into that time lapse, and we're going to work on this now that we have over $10,000. Let's do it. Alrighty, y'all, we're back, and as you can see, we did get quite a bit done, and today we actually did work a lot on some like queue-line stuff, and really just want to get a lot of that going, and some more foliage, and just more of our plaza area as well. And I did start a little bit getting on the exit ramp with the exiting gift shop. We're also going to have a few more shops over here with some seating areas, just to kind of get us some more, hopefully, cash flow going. I'm not sure if these will be very popular just because they're past the ride, but hopefully we can attract enough people over here. I might even put some Vista View points over here. Let's actually do that. It's actually under shops and facilities. If we go to other and do a Vista point, we can actually do these, so we can set a focal point, and I'm just going to select something random over there, and we might actually do a couple of these just to get some more traction over here. And I was also wondering maybe about doing an entertainer in this area potentially, but I gotta figure out what stuff I would use that for, who would fit in the greatest in a steampunk section. I'm not entirely sure. We do have, I feel like, a couple of options. I feel like Miss Ellie might be, even though it's kind of more western, she might fit in a little bit. Maybe even Renee here from the adventure pack might actually fit quite nicely. I think she might actually be our best option here when it comes to this section. So we could set up that, and then also something I've never actually used that much is the entertainment point. So we could potentially utilize this for the first time for our character. So if I place that down, you can see mascot will stop here to entertain guests, so it can kind of be like a nice little point for our mascot and everything. So we could put our entertainer down there. I think we're going to do that, and this is going to be like its own little mini section within this section. So this is going to be one of the biggest expansions that we've had. Obviously, it's basically going to double the size, actually more than double the size of our steampunk section here. So if we go ahead and push play here, you can see that do have these guys here. I am going to set probably a new work roster, maybe potentially. I might just add these to them. So if we select our vendor here, we're actually just going to go ahead and go to our actually what we're going to do is go management, work rosters, and we're going to edit the Steam City work roster to add these shops and facilities right here, and we're also going to have the ride selected as well. This will allow us to have these employees be a part of this section. So we'll go ahead and select them and pay them just a little extra. It's probably not a good idea to have them around, but there's the extra staff right now because they are extra staff here that we don't really need. So I might actually go ahead and fire them just for now, just because I don't need them until we open the park. So I am, unfortunately, I just wanted the shops in here, actually. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're also going to close down these shops too until we're ready for them to open. Those guys, they're going to be pretty upset, but Fact of the matter is, not really needed yet, so I'm not going to use them too much. We're going to actually take them out and allow them to leave the park. There we go. And we can see our profits has definitely differed from the previous month. Shops and facilities not looking the greatest at the moment. However, our rides and tickets, it always seems difficult to have both of these thrive. As you can see, shops and facilities thrived the previous month, but this month they're just like, nah, not this month. Rides and tickets are doing good, so we're not gonna do good at the same time. Are you crazy? What did these do last month? 63, so really good. We could probably raise that price of our priority pass once we get this new ride open at some point. So we're getting pretty close. We've got about all the ground kind of covered. It's just more of the detailing and kind of finishing touches for a lot of stuff. I still have quite a bit of theming to do just overall. Like, these buildings are very unthemed still. When we do come back, we'll probably go and close all this up, and then basically we need to decorate the outside of the buildings a little bit, so they're good to go. Just a little bit on this side, mostly because we do have, these are all visible from the queue line, from the priority pass queue, so they do need to be decorated at least somewhat. Nothing like crazy, but not like a warehouse view. We need to actually do a little bit with them. The queue line, as you can see, coming together quite well. When we come back, we'll probably go ahead and do a little bit with these paths here. As you can see, this queue, I decided to go with like these canopy pieces, using like actual pipes, because I figured it would be kind of clever to utilize the pipes as what's holding up the canopies for this section. I just thought that was quite fun, quite clever. So yeah, those were really good. And again, we'll have our little viewing area of the ride here, so guests can get a good view of the ride. And I might do just a little bit of interior work in here, just so it looks a little bit better with the gift shop. So that will all come together quite nicely. So, and then I might actually do like another, I think I might do another, or a second staff building here, filling in this a little bit. I might even do one more shop as well. I'm going a little crazy with the shops, I know, but hopefully it'll be worth it. As you can see, we have a lot of guests still coming in into the park, as we are up to $15,000, so that's good to see. We've gained over $20,000 just because we got that ride open, basically, after it went shut down, which is quite interesting that one ride was able to make that big of a difference overall. It's actually quite impressive to see that. So yeah, all the guests are coming in. We still have a really good steady flow of people coming in, which is definitely a good sign. But we need to figure out what shops and facilities are failing us here, because we're definitely big time in the negative by a few $100s, which is a little bit concerning. But the rides and tickets, the ticket price has actually made up for that. What are we at tickets? It's been a while since I've looked at it. Where we're at right now. Ticket prices, we're at $55 for a standard ticket, $33 for family, $15.80 for a priority pass, so pretty good as of right now. You can see all these rides. Let's get to the end of the month here. We're gonna fast forward to the end of the month as we gain a lot of money here, and see if shops and facilities can get a little bit better. It looks like they're kind of getting a little bit better, but still in the negative, which is kind of a shame to see that. Right, they're starting to go up a little bit, if not, maybe now it keeps going back and forth, and it can't stay up. But man, the ticket sales are through the roof right now. We actually might get to 20K before this month ends. We're right at around 20K right now. Shops and facilities have not helped us out. Unfortunately, they're just kind of staying even. They're not going up, but they're not getting worse either. So like the shops and facilities always seem to be a little bit back and forth. So it always kind of interesting. So this is just a memento. Definitely wasn't the problem. It made $700. Our restaurant also did. Everything is up by a lot. Jeez. Pip Shot wasn't as good, but it did make a profit still. Street Fox actually made a profit. How did we get in the negative? Even this shop made positive, which is insane. Okay, Cosmic Cow Ice Cream took a dip, but that shouldn't be the reason. This Just a Memento did really awful, only negative 202, which is very uncharacteristic of that one. This hat's fantastic, doing good. And then the pizza shop here probably did awful. It didn't do great, but I don't see that being enough to put us in the negative, if you ask me. And the, oh gosh, information 671. Like, yeah, I don't understand how that adds up to being in the negative. Do these have running? So that lost us a little bit just sitting there for a minute, but still. -8 and -4. Yeah, that shouldn't have really affected us. And as far as I know, this Just a Memento is closed because it hasn't been successful, so we haven't really done much there. I'm curious if I should maybe change this to maybe a balloon stand, just because we have so many Just a Mementos in the park. I don't know if that causes it to make a dip in sales or not, but could be. It is a possibility. I haven't reopened this place yet either, but I'm not entirely sure. We're still working on it. I think I'll try and reopen this Just a Memento when we get this coaster open. And we're going to try and get the most out of our shops. You can see our shops and facilities made us negative $219.78. Still trying to figure out where that comes from. I know the restrooms do lose us money overall. About $100 each, so that's something to kind of keep note. So that's $200 in losses right there. That those made us, and this Just a Memento didn't do well. That's another 200, so that's 2, 3, that's $400. So it's a lot more than I thought, but that's $400 right there. Just over 400. But I still don't see that being bad. Let's see, it's that's about 500 and probably around $560. But that all cancels out just for this one Just a Memento at $718. So I'm not entirely sure where the negative comes from. I think it actually takes out the staff, but I thought that was part of park management here. If we go into here, actually, we can get a little more detail. So shop sales were at 4,848. So I got to remember that there's the shop facility running costs, restaurant sales, restaurant running costs. So I'm not entirely sure where this running cost number comes in, because the running cost goes into account for here, I think. So if we go here, we can see hopefully some details here. Last month's income, running costs. Yeah, it has the running costs in here, so that's where it comes out of. So you can see the last month's profit is 202. Yeah, see, it has everything included here, including the vendor salary. So it is kind of interesting of where that comes from. I'm not entirely sure. You can see that shop sales were a lot higher by quite a bit, so by 2,000, but it's just kind of one of those back and forth things. But anyways, I think that's about gonna do it for this episode of the Challenge Park. Hopefully we will get near the finish line very, very soon. We're getting closer and closer with each episode, so I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Hit that join button if you'd like to see these episodes early. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, and until the next episode. So have a great day and be cool tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.